Hello guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. In the last video we have discussed about the Engram theory, what the mathematical concept behind the Engram. In this video we are going to implement the Engram in our case study which we are discussing in this playlist. So before implement the Engrams, before writing the full function how the Engram generate the different Engrams by giving the value of n, let's first understand it. Let's break the code one by one line and understand how it generate, then we write the function and then we will be generate the Engrams. So first let's understand how we can generate the Engram. For that I want to take the one sentence, or say I want to take one tweet from our data set. So for this I am storing in the sentence is equal to new df my data name, and text, from the text I am taking the first sentence, so I give the 0 because the first index, and let's see what's my sentence. So our deeds are the reason of this earthquake, may Allah forgive us all. This is the, and I will show you how we can generate the different engrams with this sentence, and at the later stage we will write the function which generate for all the text in our data frame. So what you need to do when you have in a sentence, you have to be split into the tokens. Whenever you have in a sentence, you first make it split. So how to split? So we can write the token is equal to sentence. Our token is, so we get our token, that's the our deeds are the reason of this, and that's all. So we get a different token. Now you have to be write one function. This is actually the ideas how we can write one full function which can generate the Engram. So now next step come there, you have to be think one function which can generate different Engrams by giving the input. So the range is of one function in a Python which traverse, like if you give the range 3, then it will have the 0 1 2 up to the 2 it will go. So we can use the range function here. So how to generate different sequences based on the range function I will show you here. So what we need to do, we have tokens. You can use here the list comprehension, that is the token, and this is the I, and I will be the token, and up to the last we want to go, and you have to write the for loop for I in range 3. So range 3 means what? This is the trigram. Range 2 means what? It's the bigram. Range 1 means what? It's the unigram, and that's all. So you can see now what's your tokens is. So our deeds, it will be break it into the three different type of tokens, means it will be break into the trigrams. So this you can see. Now to see in a proper manner, I can use the GIF function, because GIF function what do, it will be traverse to all these 3 tokens simultaneously, and it will show us the final output. So for this what I can do, I know I can write the list, and GIF I can use the star operator. That is star operator will traverse all the sequences together, and I can give my tokens, I think, and we can see our deeds are the reason of. So this is the how the trigram we are generating. And another benefit to use the GIF function is what? It will handle the endings of the Engram by itself, automatically it handles. So that's the reason we use the Engram. So if I show you the range 3, if I write here the range 2, and let's see what we will get here. So range 2, and we can see, okay, so this is the bigrams we get. Okay, whatever these 3-4 steps we implement here, let's write in a one function which can generate these things by itself. So for this I can write the define generate engrams, one function name. I can give the text, and I can give the engram. So first what I need to do, I need to get the tokens from my data set, and that tokens are the split, and that tokens nodes come in the scope first. That's what I have to be do here. So I can write the tokens is equal to, I can use the list comprehension token for token in text dot split. If, then I can write the condition here, if token not in stop words. And to make it in the lower space, we can also, before splitting, we can make it in the lower space. That's a good thing before splitting. So this is the way we can get the tokens. Then what we need to do, then we have to use the range function, and we have to give the value of engram, like what the engrams we want. So sequence is equal to what I want, tokens. This is the tokens. It will traverse from starting to the end for I in range of ngram. Okay, so this will be generated. Then I will have to be use the gif function here. So finally ngrams is equal to list of gif of star sequence. Okay, and then my function should return it should join the ngram. It should join all the ngrams. That is the join ngram for ngram in ngrams. Okay, so this is the function, and this function do the same thing what I show you previously manually. So let's make it finalize this function here. Then another function what we need to write, then another function I need to write, like for every say unigram, bigram, it will be stored in a dictionary. That's the word. It should be having a value how much time it appear in the text, and it should be appear in the kind of the key value pair. So for this I will write the different function, that is a define create dictionary of ngrams. And for this I want what is my target name and my ngram. So for this I have to create one dictionary that we can say the dict, and ngram dict is a default. Why I use the default dict here? Because it should not raise a key value error. It should not raise a value error, and if something key does not match in the text, then it will give the default value to it. It should not raise any error when we run this function. Sorry, it should be default dict, and it should be the integer value should give at the default stage. Then after this, what I have to do, I have to be filter out the data frame based on my target. What is my target? My target is either disaster or non-disaster. So based on the disaster or non-disaster, I have to be filter out my data frame tweets. So for this, and in that tweets I have to be run the for loop, because in every loop I have to be go one by one. So for this, what I have to do here, for tweet in my data frame name is new df, and new df, and my target name has store as say my target is this, and my target name should come here, disaster or non-disaster. Based on that I filter out the what is my text, and this tweet should be these are the lot of the tweets. So one by one the tweet, this for loop will give the one tweet. Then this tweet, whichever the tweet I get here, that is my text in this input. So this tweet should go to this function and generate the ngrams. So for this, what I need to do, for word in generate ngrams, I have to be copy this generate ngrams, and in place of the text I am writing here the tweet. So if word in ngram dict, word is already in ngram dict, then it should be count +1, otherwise it should not count anything. So if word in ngram dict, then it should be count ngram dict of word, it should count the +1, else it should not count anything. So that's is 0, and it should return us ngram dict. So let's see for the disaster and for the 3 grams what the output we get. So our target now, target name is what? Our target name is disaster, and what is my ngram? My ngram is 3 here. Okay, so deeds reason earthquake is 0, and you can check here the 1 gram also. See, you will get the different reason comes 6 time. So the in this is the output you get, how much time it appear. So that's the reason I create the dictionary here. And okay, so now when I have a dictionary, when I have a dictionary, I want to convert this dictionary into the data frame. Why? Because I want what is my end of day, my goal at the end of day is to generate the horizontal bar chart and show you how many words appear how much times in your tweet, in your disaster on the non-disaster tweets. So you can have some idea, okay, the unigram, bigram, trigram are more appear in the disaster tweet or in the non-disaster tweet. So that's the reason again I'm going to write the new function which will give us the data frame from this dictionary. So this we start writing the function define generate df of ngram, the target name and the ngram, and what it should return, it should return us the pd dot data frame, create dict ngrams target name ngram dot items. From the items I'm creating a dictionary having the columns name, that is the token, and another name how much time it appear, so count. Okay, so let's see now. In place of calling every function, we have to be called this function. I give here the target name is again disaster, and I give the ngram is here is 2 bigram, oh, sorry, bigram we see. Okay, so this is the data frame we get. Now this is very easy to plot say the horizontal bar chart from this data frame. So let's cut it from here. Now what we need to do, I generate the 6 data frame, one for the unigram disaster, one for the unigram non-disaster, bigram disaster, bigram non-disaster, trigram disaster, trigram non-disaster. So these 3 data frame I create in this next step by calling the generate df of ngram function name, and then we plot the horizontal bar chart. So for this I can write here the uni and disaster I can write, and I can say here the generate df, this one I can call this here. I can say here the target name is the disaster, and I can say here the ngram is 1. Similarly for the non-disaster as well. So here we can write the non, and here we can write the non-disaster, and this is 1. Now similarly for the bigram, so you have to be change here the bigram, you have to be change here the bigram, and you have to be change here the 2, and again you have to be change here the 2. Then similarly for the trigram, so in the place of un you have to write try, in the place of un you have to be write try, and you have to write here 3, here you have to be write 3, and you have to be write. Okay, so make it tri. Okay, so this will be the final. Okay, so this is the final 6 data frame we get. Now it's time to plot the horizontal bar chart. So to plot the bar chart, what I'm going to do, I'm going to define the figure and the 2 axis, because in the 1 axis we will see the disaster, and in the second axis we will see the non-disaster. So figure is equal ax1, this will become used to now for you. You have to be right here the plt dot subplots, and you have to give the 1 row 2 columns. You can give the fixed size as well. Fixed size you can give for now is 15,9. Later you can change it. Then you have to plot the horizontal bar chart. You have to be called the ax1, you have to be called the sns dot bar plot. You have to be give the x-axis and the y-axis. So in the x-axis you can give here the uni disaster, and you have to be give here the count. In the x-axis we want to see the count, so you can give here the counter dot values, and you can give here the capital N value. Okay, so from 0 to this n up to the here the values will be there. So if n equal to 50, it will show you the top 50 words. Similarly you can give the y-axis as well. In the y-axis what you can give here, you have to be change here the x and y, you have to be change here the token, you have to be write the your data is the uni disaster, and x is equal to ax1. Then it's obvious you can pass the color as well, and similarly you copy this fully and come to the next line and paste. And what you have to be change the color, you have to be change here the actually the non-disaster, have to be change here the non-disaster, similarly non-disaster, then the non-disaster, and again here the non-disaster. So okay, so you have to be give the different color, you can pass here the different colors. Okay, and then what else you can do here, we can write the both axis title, that is the top and most common unigram in disaster, and in most common unigram in non-disaster, and then we can do plt dot show. So if you give the n equal to 50 value here, you can see your plot will be look like this. So these are the plot you get. And what you can predict from here, you can see there is a lot of the data cleaning we need. That's the reason we have the next step, the data cleaning, because all the words are like not make sense. Man, question mark, this question mark will be removed once we do the data pre-processing. And there is a lot of the things we need to do data pre-processing here. So this is a motive to implement the Engram, to show you okay how many words are comes in the which how many numbers, how many times they come in a unigram and bigram and trigram. But this is a lot to do. What we need to do, we have to be write again one function, that's the define visualize the engrams. And what you know, what you want to give, you want to give the n, and you want to pass the two data frame, df dis and df non dis. Okay, one is a disaster, one is a non-disaster. Capital N value have to be passed, and then you have to be, what you have to do, you have to be copy this code, take it down, put it here, adjust this code bit, and it will be fine. You have to be right here the df dis, have to be change the unit disaster to the df disaster. Same here. Okay, same. Let's change here quickly. I can run this. Let's see it will work or not. To pass the data frame here, so by have to go here. What's the name? I copied this one, bi non-disaster, and I pass here bi non-disaster. Similarly here remove the non, and I just pass 50. Let's see. Okay, so this is the bigram we get for the top 50 word, and you can see the deeds reason. These things are very near to the zero, so that's the reason we get this graph which does not make any sense. What we need to do, we need to do first the data cleaning. We have to be do the data pre-processing. That's what we have to talk in the next video. And after the data pre-processing only it will gonna make sense to us, then we will be move on this case study. I hope you understand the Engram concept, Engram theory, then you understand how to implement the Engrams in the Python. And any beginners can understand. I break the code line by line. So if you like this video, if you like the effort, then please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope I will meet you soon in the next video. Up to that, thank you, take care, and bye bye, and keep watching. Bye.